Okay. So we started finally. So I'm just gonna. I started the camera. I'm gonna wheel it out to the.
2 miles per hour. Battery 67%. Phone battery 93%. 4 minutes from start. Door recording active. Data logging active.
So on that. There we go. So we just pass it. We'll just set off.
3 miles per hour.
So we're off. Car behind us. So just well, it's sunny today and the wind's still. So I thought I'd do my milk run on the S18 into Helston. Talk a little bit about the oncoming Kingsong S20 Eagle. Now I've got the S18 here, which is the first iteration of Kingsong's suspension wheels, and so now I think it's a very good time to talk about the Eagle. So first of all, we're going to talk about the S18. I think they got the design right in the first place. I think this was definitely the way to go. Bigo tried to make a suspension wheel that was a failure. I think InMotion did one as well, which did a little bit better. But I think the Kingsong design is the better design. Apart from anything, it's the range of travel, the amount of settings you've got. You can change the shock for an aftermarket shock if you want. And I think as enthusiasts we want to set up wheels the way we want. So I weigh about 13 stone. That's what, 182 pounds, 83 kilograms. So I've got this wheel set up with 220 pounds psi in the upper chamber. That's with the blocking that they supply. 40 pound in the lower chamber without the block. 8 clicks on the rebound, and that gives me about 13 millimeters of sag, which is about appropriate for the shop. And I've got 28 psi in the tyre. So by other settings, because the criticism this wheel had in relation to its battery, I have set a current alarm to 30 amps, which is about as much as you go before you start getting sag on the battery. You can draw a bit more, but 30 amps is a good place. The other thing is I won't ride this over 25 mile an hour with less than 50% battery, and as you get into 40 and 30% battery, I'll go even slower. So this is the S18. I'm 63. I'm not a particularly athletic rider. but even so, I think on this ride I get it up to about 24 mile an hour, and for me that's not hanging about. So the S20 that's coming along, I think it's got twice the battery capacity of this wheel and about a third bigger motor. It's also got higher voltage. It's 126 volt versus 84 volt this wheel. So I don't think that the S20 is going to suffer the battery sag problems that this wheel does if you push it hard. I mean, I haven't had a problem with battery sag on this wheel. It's grumbled a little bit on some really steep inclines, but I've never been in fear of it cutting out. So
very bumpy bit here.
So I'm riding a few bumps here on the trail. So there's a bit of experimentation going on here as well, as I'm playing around with recording Unity walking into my videos and using the Insta360 X2 camera. Now I'm just riding along the cycle footpath on Colgrove's airbase.
So see what's going on behind.
So I've got a wrist mirror there to keep an eye on behind me, because I'm not very good at looking backwards over my shoulder without messing myself up. So we're coming up to the main entrance to Colgrove's airbase. There's a step down curb here, which I'm getting blasé about going down these curbs. Very easy on the S18, relatively easy on the 16X, although it's a bit more of a bump.
Right.
Here we go. Look.
There is a little test. Go hang on to the wheel down here. I've got bump.
As if it was nothing. And it was nothing really. So when I come back the other way, I'll go up that same curve, which is something I've only just started recently doing. But on the S18, that as well.
Got held up.
Track gets a bit smoother here, so I'm going a little bit faster, up to 18, 19 mile an hour. But this is the fastest bit of the track. I think I hit 24 on the way back. Well, we've got 61% battery there, which is pretty good. So I'm comfortable at speed with that battery. There, yeah, 24. That's cool. Notice the sound. I'm not saying anything because I'm using the microphone on the Insta360, and of course the camera's behind me here. I didn't actually use my Rode wireless mic for doing this video. I'm going to have to make a little bracket up to attach the one part of the mic to the camera, which I haven't done yet. So the audio quality while on the wheel, unless I'm going really slowly, is a bit poor. But look at the sunshine here. I'm just roaring along at like 22 mile an hour here. This is lovely. The weather's been terrible. We've had rain, really horrible recently, so it's been nice to be out in the sunshine. Very little wind as well. About 23 o'clock there. So even at 23, it's going downhill a bit, but I'm not drawing a lot of current. That bottom right, I was at 10 amps or so. The alarm set at 30, so that really I'm not putting any strain on this machine whatsoever. It's nice to be able to review your rides on EUC World afterwards, because I know that the batteries can sag a little bit after 30 amps, especially if you're below 50% battery. So I am very conscious of that. So when I review the videos afterwards and I look at the current on the record there and see if I'm even getting close, and of course it is very, very reassuring when I'm not. See, I'm down to about 54% battery now after that ride. Nice, the wide angle shot. I'm also playing with Insta360 editing and changing the
that's what got off the wheel.
The angles. One of the things, if you use EUC World, and I thoroughly recommend it, that you can do tour recording and data recording. On tour recording, it will automatically put your tour into your record, but if you don't go onto EUC World when you get home and change the settings, setting for that particular video to public availability, then nobody will be able to see it but you. So I always tend to go into EUC after a ride and make my rides public. This summer my intention is to do some more rides up further up the county and Plymouth, old railway tracks and things, and these are cycle paths primarily, but part of the reason for putting my tours on is that if people like where I'm riding, they'll be able to pick up on the tour. At the moment my rides are just local to home really, but I am planning some much more interesting rides in the summer. So we're playing around with the camera angles again there. Creeping up a bit here again. This was actually going into Helston. I think that was 24.3. I think that might have been the fastest part of the tour actually. Heaven knows why it was there. So here we are in Helston at the top of the high street. So we're still on the pavement. So really what I've done is I've just gone into town, looped back, and now effectively we're heading home again, this bit by a slightly different route. So I think there's some people ahead of me here, so I'm going to have a little look in my mirror and then slip back onto the road. Yeah, people. Got a couple of people, and then look in the mirror and then out on the road. So I try to avoid riding on the road as much as I can, but here I can see people ahead of me again, so it was better just to run on the road. It's a novelty, having done most of the trip so far on the pavement or on the cycle path. So again, we increase the speed a little bit. I tend to, if I am on the road, I tend to go a little bit faster. I mean, well, still only 20 miles an hour, but yeah, there's a tendency, because the surfaces tend to be a little bit better anyway. This is a funny playing around with camera angles again. Slowly pan right round. Got cars behind me there, I think. Keep going 360 right round. So we're coming up to the roundabout, and the cycle path picks up again on the left hand side, so I had no intention of riding around the roundabout, because that'd take me on the road and I'm on the cycle path anyway, so I'm just going to nip up here onto the cycle path instead. So here's the cycle path, and then we'll just come round here to a stop. So now the cycle path that's coming up, it's a joint pedestrian way and a cycle path. This is the smooth bit. It's a bit into the sun. It was what little bit of wind there was in my face going back, and it was chilly. We're now just below 50% battery, but that's not really not a big concern. So the start out of Helston is a little bit up gradient, but again I'm not going any speed. So yeah, we kind of tick the box at 10 amps there occasionally at 12 miles an hour. I saw 17 amps flash there for a moment. There's a very slight uphill gradient, but I'm perfectly happy with that. Almost touched, almost had a little peak at 20 amps there. 18, 19 miles an hour. You notice as I go past people, I tend to slow a little bit. I think I'm a bit of a novelty for people riding bikes and things the other way. Yeah, we almost get 20 amps. It is a slight up gradient, and it makes all the difference. So we're getting into the 21s now. So 25 would be the fastest, and I don't think even at below 50% battery I'm going to get anywhere near my 30 amp limit, which I'm very pleased about. So on the subject of this, this current gradient going down, I have got a graph of the batteries there. So here you've got the capacity of the battery from charged on the left to flat on the right. There's battery voltages up, and then the different lines show you the drop as the voltage sag and drop as you draw more current. Now there's not even 20 amp on for those cells. We've stopped at 15 because at 15 draw on those cells, the sag is significant. So we've got the battery configuration in this cycle is 3 sets of batteries in series. So if each one is good for 10 amps, then you've got 30 amps for the cycle, which is how I've got the alarm set. But at 15 amps, the sag is significant. That would be 45 amps, but I don't think it's good for that. Batteries should be rated 20 amps, but definitely not. So the alarm is for 30 amps, a good place to set it. So here comes the interesting bit. This is where I go up the curb instead of down it. Yeah, effortless. I have to go for bigger curbs. That's just not challenging enough, is it?
Right, so we went up about a 3.5–4 inch curb there, which is quite good. I wouldn't do that on the 16X.
Playing around with Insta360 app now again.
There's a gradient across me here, and that used to catch me out on the
this is a
go.
gradient
Now I don't know what the fuss is about, so I don't feel it really. But when I was learning, I noticed it.
Yeah, it's funny when you learn. There's all sorts of things that throw you a bit. Gradients getting across you is one of them, but now, like I said there, I don't even notice it. But we're playing around a little bit with the Insta360. This is almost a super wide angle shot. But we're not far from home now. Last bit has to be on the road really. I ride the grass on the right hand side there in the summer, but it's a bit soft at the moment. But you can see my house from here. I'm using my wrist mirror to make sure nobody's creeping past me. Again, I'm going quite quickly. I don't want to hang about this narrow bit. So we're off the main road. And a straight turn into home. That's my radio amateur area up there on the right, by the way. There. And we're home. Well, here we are.
Data logging active.
We've arrived. So what we'll do So like I say, that was my milk run. That was my milk run. Let's switch everything off. That was a nice little ride actually. I couldn't hear the speaker. I've got this where is it? It's here somewhere. There it is. This thing. I couldn't hear it. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Oh, let's get rid of these. Get rid of this. Oh, stroke, man. Yeah, so a nice little run, milk run into Helston and back on the S18. It went very well. I was a little bit wobbly in places because I haven't been riding much in the weather. I've recorded EUC World, so I can put that on the YouTube video if I make one. And of course I'm using my 360 camera again. I haven't. The sound quality might be a bit dubious because I haven't used my wireless Rode mic. I'm just using the microphone in the 360. It was just a step too far really, so I didn't do that. But yeah, very happy with my little milk run. I'm on the Nylon pedals, which I absolutely love. So got really good grip on those. So yeah, all in all a success. I've got my mirror there so I can see behind me. But anyway, that's it from me. Thanks for watching my YouTube videos and my endless spiel about nothing really. But yeah, it was fun to make and I enjoy the challenge so I'll try and make them more interested and crop them down a bit if I can. But anyway, thank you very much for watching.